Race.
Get those lights on, sunshine. P2, baby!
Yes, boy!
That's it, P1, baby, P1!
Yes! I don't believe I'm winning it!
It's 2025 already. I was looking forward to. I knew that the competition would close up, and it certainly had. You saw a lot of action, especially in the midfield. That really seems to have tightened up a lot since last year.
How does it feel to be the new boys in the big category?
Oh, it feels new.
But you don't know you drive a beautiful car because you can't see that from the inside, can you?
Well, except when you see the sister car. That's one of the best feelings so far of the weekend.
Now you just have to improve it a little bit, and then you can hopefully fight at the front soon, right?
Yes.
You know you're gonna be, under the spotlight in a way. But then that's just the beginning, right? Because on top of it, you add the Valkyrie, which in and of itself is a super unique car. It's very, very bold with the way it's been designed, right? So it's the first car of its kind, V12, naturally aspirated, no turbo, no hybrid. So when they tell you that, you're like, okay, this is gonna be special and this is gonna be fun. And the big question mark was, can we compete? Can we fight?
Okay, Marco, yeah, we need to box to close the door. We need to box to close the door.
I know, I saw. Mate, you did purple sector 1 and purple sector 2. You had traffic in the last sector, but you were coming for purple, fastest lap of the race. We were going crazy.
Qatar, from the outside, was a disappointment because everybody saw everything that went wrong. We did a lot of mistakes. We did a lot of bad pit stops. A lot of things failed in the car. We had issues with gearbox, etc. But all we cared about was the potential. For sure, at one point, there were some questions like, do we belong here? It's gonna be a hard season, but man, now I know it's not if, it's when.
Big points made today, big points. Nice one. Well done, guys.
I don't feel grip. You don't feel grip, right? No.
La miseria.
Mamma, sono famoso!
Race win.
Guys, come on! We deserve this so much. We deserve it so much. Many times.
Ovviamente siamo molto soddisfatti di come sta andando il 2025, siamo partiti molto bene già in Qatar e poi tutte le varie gare che si sono succedute fino ad oggi, fino alla 24 ore di Le Mans, sono andate veramente molto bene. La Ferrari ha dimostrato consistenza, abbiamo vinto le prime 4 gare con una dura battaglia con i nostri competitors.
You stay in front whatever it takes.
Come on, Rolex!
I remember that one.
Ferrari at its finest. Ferrari at its finest. Great racing, Ferrari.
You need to give it a position, man. Come on. Yeah, this is clear. Stay cool, man. This is mad.
Right, we'll get penalty there. What the fuck?
Oh, you cannot say that.
So I can gain the advantage. Yes. 100%. Mamma mia.
I mean, it looked like the emotions were quite high in that moment. It's tough racing. That's what we love to see. Obviously, if it ends like that without crash, it's fine. But we always have to remember that we are traveling at high speeds, sometimes over 300 kph, and we have to remember that it's still dangerous. And you know, I'm a bit older, I'm a bit more experienced, so from outside I see things sometimes a bit different. Obviously, in the car, you don't feel it that much. But from outside it looks quite dangerous. We're fighting for every centimeter on the track, and we know once we are stuck behind the competitor, we're gonna maybe lose even the race, because once you're in traffic, your strategy is compromised, you compromise yourself, your pace. So you fight for every centimeter. You want to gain the position, because then you can play the cards in a different way, and that's why it has become a sprint race.
Boom.
Something broke on the car.
Yeah, that wasn't a good day.
I don't know, I think I have a puncture or something.
Try to make it to the box, try to make it to the box.
It kind of hurts to watch it again, you know. It's the last thing you want to do as a driver, you know, especially representing a manufacturer and arriving in Hypercar. You know, I only had done 2 races before. Part of it for me was the fact that it was the last race before Le Mans, so for me it was a huge confidence knock to have in the head.
Ouais, il y a eu un petit contact avec la BMW. Ouais, il y a eu un contact. Ouais. Ça fait aussi partie du jeu quand tu as cet âge-là et que tu te retrouves là-dedans.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
We have 3 different racetracks in Denmark, and none of them are FIA homologated, so you can have any international races. None of us are used to just having sponsors or the federation paying our whole way. Like I said, we just had to work our ass off every single time to make sure every opportunity happened. And then when we got the few small opportunities, we knew we had to prepare ourselves the best way possible. I used to say grabbing the ball when it comes past, and then just, you know, grab it and hang on to it.
Next time it's the big one. Le Mans.
Right, thank you guys. I can't believe actually. If you think how we start the weekend, I cannot believe.
I mean, we couldn't, I don't think we could have done better really. I mean,
you get 2 points, but it's like last. So you can fight for 6 hours, but...
On n'a pas fait de course extraordinaire sur les premières courses du WEC, alors que c'était le cas l'année dernière. On a fait des courses extraordinaires et c'est pour ça qu'on est champion du monde. Mais on avait toujours espoir au Mans parce que c'est un circuit très particulier, c'est un circuit avec des vitesses de pointe qui sont 20, 30, 40 km/h plus vite que sur les autres circuits. Des passages en courbe qui sont plus rapides, une fiabilité qui est très importante et c'est notre point fort sur cette voiture depuis 2 ans.
Three tenths off on his best lap in middle sector. The last sector he's really good in. He went purple. Trust me. You watch this.
Means a lot from Jensen.
It might just be enough to put Cadillac on pole. They first came here in 1950. It's now 2025.
Nice
is
exit.
This going to be enough to take pole?
It is!
Bamba coming to the line, second place.
Alex Dean, pole position, Le Mans 2025.
It still feels cool now, honestly, watching him back. Yeah.
And it's a 1-2, mate, 1-2.
It's a lap that makes you quite jealous as a driver, envious, because he had the car in all the right places and drove the car how he knew he could drive it.
Well, honestly, it still feels so surreal. Yeah,
The trophy still sits next to my sofa. So every time I'm just watching TV, sometimes I do still look at it. I'm not ashamed to say. It's a very special moment for me personally. I think every driver dreams of being on pole at Le Mans, and then to do it in a dramatic fashion, it's what you dream of as a kid, really, to live a special moment like that on nights like that with the big chance. And when you take it, it's what makes being a racing driver really, really special. I don't want to say I felt it, but I knew that day, I was like, I'm ready to do it. I knew the car was feeling good, I was feeling super good. So actually it was a weird calmness as well before going in. And then when I was on the lap, I remember feeling super calm, going like, it's gonna be this lap. Sort of no doubt. And that's, yeah, it's kind of weird. You don't get those many times in your career where you feel so sure that something's gonna happen, you know, in your favor. But that day, I kind of felt it. You know, you always talk about that feeling of like, yeah, I don't know, floating or just being at one with the car. But that day was really, really one which I felt was going to be a special one.
Pilote. Have a good one. Démarrer. Make history. Oh.
I want a photo with Roger Federer.
Moteur.
Bien sûr qu'on avait la stratégie d'essayer de remonter le plus vite possible, mais sans prendre des risques inconsidérés. C'est pas une course sprint. On savait que voilà, il faut pas abîmer la voiture, il faut pas avoir de touchette dans les premiers tours. Et après, j'y suis allé beaucoup à l'instinct. On avait une super voiture. Je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de pilotes qui étaient un peu sur la défensive dès le départ. Et moi, on va dire que c'est pas mon style d'être sur la défensive. Tout a bien marché. On avait de la performance. J'ai fait les bons choix au bon moment. Il y a eu peut-être une ou deux fois en re-regardant la course après, en regardant la caméra embarquée, je me dis peut-être là c'était un peu limite. J'ai pris peut-être un petit peu trop de risques pour la première heure ou la deuxième heure de course. On était dans le top 3 au bout de la deuxième heure, je crois, et donc je suis très fier d'avoir fait ce début de course comme ça, même si voilà, c'est plus confortable de partir en pôle.
Les trois Ferrari mènent le bal et la première des non-Ferrari est la Porsche numéro 6.
There's not many areas around the lap where you can get away with it like that. But yeah, slight lock up there, you can see you lose a position, you run through the gravel. No consequence, but quite easily it could have been. Yeah, just happy that the racing gods played on me lightly that time.
Yeah, we had an issue with the motor. Have a look. The front just completely locked.
You break 20 meters later than your fastest lap. Stay cool, mate, stay cool. It's fine.
I think the communication's key, especially when, you know, you can see me asking them to just investigate what happened. It felt like the lockout had come out of nowhere. Clearly I'd misjudged it. I still confess I don't think it was quite 20 meters. But yeah, you know, that communication's key, him trying to keep me calm, which I think in my defense I was.
Le più lunghi 15 minuti della mia vita.
Sono passato di cose da Imola. Quanti anni avevi quando correvi qua?
Allora, la prima volta in Le Mans avevo 21 anni e ero team collega insieme a Robert Kubica.
Ah, di già?
Quello che guidava adesso. Eravamo al primo posto in LP2 fino all'ultimo giro. Quindi sono già stato in questa posizione. Poi l'ultimo giro, macchina semplice.
I felt like people were already getting ready to celebrate. I remember there were the
The president, the CEO, Ferrari, they were all the executives in our garage, already getting ready to celebrate, but I knew that until we cross the start finish, we can never relax. So I was trying to hold back my emotions. Of course, it was great opportunity then to talk to John Elkann, our president. Yeah, I get the chance to do it. If I were in the car, I couldn't. It was most, I think, crucial moment in my life, and I can still think about those moments every day, and I think it's a day I'll never forget in my life.
Grande Bebeto, 5 years after the DNF, mate. 5 years after the DNF, you did it, we did it.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. A long 24 hours, but enjoyable. But yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy. Grazie mille.
If you tell me about pleasure, I enjoy driving, but when I drive race cars, it's not a fun. It's a work, It's ultimately when I think you drive race cars on the limit, there is no space for fun or pleasure. Then you are satisfied afterwards from your work. You had the pleasure of working with and pleasure of being. But while you are in the car, is a hard work. It's like Formula 1. Formula 1, when you are racing, you want to win Grand Prix, you want to become world champion. When you are endurance driver, I think there is nothing more than winning Le Mans.
I think those clips are incredible, being able to see in the cameras the emotions in the pit lane. It's just an incredible day.
Phil Hansen, we'll start with him. He started the race. He drove his heart out. He used to be a silver driver once upon a time in LMP2. He hasn't got the strong pedigree of karting like many of these successful drivers have under their belt. So he's quite a unique driver and character in that way. And it's amazing that he's now a Le Mans winner, achieved something that I never managed to achieve in the sport. So it's a remarkable day for Phil.
It's amazing how quickly the success and glory goes away. And when you lose, for example, I know from many years, losing races, losing championships, how that stays with you for a while. I think the success can go away in the blink of an eye, but the feeling that you've lost and finished second or third or worse, that kind of hangs around. And I think that's why, winning and being successful in any sport is there's so much drive behind it, because it normally is a rarity.
J'ai essayé, mais I tried, but...
all good. No, hey Kevin, mehr war heute nicht drin. Und es war mehr, als wir alle Stunden zuvor noch gedacht hätten. Ich weiß, mir stinkt's auf, 10 Sekunden.
Allez. C'est rageant quand on voit le résultat et on perd le Mans. Pour moi, c'est la course qui me manque. On était proches, on l'a senti, on était presque là, mais d'un autre côté, on n'a pas de regrets à avoir. On fait une très belle course, c'est pas le cas de tout le monde. Malheureusement pour nous, Ferrari en a fait un plus grand et on gagnait encore plus que on est arrivé à réduire vraiment l'écart, et je pense que notre performance de cette année était bonne pour gagner Le Mans l'année dernière, mais Ferrari a fait un plus gros step et a gagné encore cette année.
Kariaki's back, baby. Kariaki's back.
It's difficult when you like someone to not want them to do their best. And I think that just brings a good energy around us. And as we know, racing, if there's a good energy around the driver, the whole team starts to wrap around that crew. And that's what we feel, I think, in the 12 car is we're just having a good time. And then, putting it on pole and winning races, and, suddenly it just starts to flow. But they're two very special individuals that, I feel super privileged to share the car with.
Vamos nessa porque Eduardo Barrichello tá colado! Eduardo Barrichello tá colado! Vamos, Dudu! Acelera, Dudu! No misto do circuito! Vamos, Dudu! Agora vai! Agora vai! Ele vai pegar o vácuo, vai por dentro, Dudu vai forçar pra cima da Michele Guetin. Ela freou direitinho, fechou a porta por dentro. Agora, saiu lançado, saiu lançado, saiu lançado. Vai Dudu, vai Dudu, vai Dudu. Colocou por dentro, laranjinha. E pra Interlagos, Dudu Barrichello é terceiro. Dudu Barrichello do Brasil é terceiro.
To see how much he wanted that, it just because we go through a lot in our lives. I mean, I really remember the moment that he called me to say, "Hey, Dad, can we go to something better, Formula Regional? Can we have a sponsor to try to give us a better team?" And then I said, "No, I can't. It's something that I mean, I have no ways to give you that." And he said, "Okay, can I race with you in stock car?" For me, it was a surprise. And I said, "What do I need that?" I said, "Therapy." And I need therapy too, because it's going to be tough to work with the family but it was such, I mean, phenomenal 2 years that we learned from each other a lot. And so when you see his passion, because I mean, to try to overtake on a final, this is only hard. This is whatever you learn in life, you learn. This is final moments, and you're giving everything for that, and I think he gave 111%. So it made me really proud.
Right, it's really, you're gonna get me emotional, but yeah, that was the best moment of my life right there. It gives me goosebumps, just remember about it, you know. It was a great moment. All my boys were there, my friends, my family, my mum. It was so special, my dad, and it was such a proud moment for myself to just be in front of my home crowd and have my boys watching over. All of my friends are racing drivers as well, so they understand what was happening. And yeah, they knew how tough it was for me to get to WEC. I'm really proud of that moment, of just making the ones I love the most very happy and emotional as well. So yeah, that was the greatest moment of my life right there.
This was very special for me because his brother wasn't there, so he needed to be there. He was there anyway.
My dad was born in Interlagos at a house out of turn 1, so yeah, it was just an emotional feeling. I think it must have felt nice for him as well to see his son do a decent job at home tracks. People really like my dad in Brazil, so it really helps to just carry on to his son. And yeah, I was really surprised how nice everybody treated me. You know, it was such a nice moment for me to just look at the crowd and everybody was shouting my name and stuff. And yeah, it was a crazy feeling. I cannot even express how it felt. But yeah, it was super emotional. It was super cool.
To see the emotions of the public in a way has been missing. I mean, if you think that the last Formula 1 Brazilian winner was me back in 2009, so, and to see that my son was getting there, and now people know what it takes, you know, to get there. For me, it wasn't Rubens Barrichello there; it was Dudu's father. I'm in love with his career. I'm in love with my kids, and I thank God for the opportunity.
truck. Et là, une fois, t'as l'impression que l'eau, elle reste.
Mais elle reste. Et donc, du coup, t'as de l'aquaplaning
partout.
On n'était pas assez à la télé. On était midfield, tout ça, et je me disais il fallait faire un petit coup d'éclat. Le premier idiot qui fait le tête à queue, il est sous safety car, donc c'est moi. Et en fait, ça nous prouve que la moindre petit moment d'inattention, c'est vrai que ça peut vite coûter cher. On connaît l'endurance, on connaît le WEC. Aujourd'hui, il y a un niveau qui est juste extraordinaire, donc c'est vrai que pour aligner toutes les planètes, il faut arriver à être magicien et pour gagner. Mais c'est vrai qu'on a eu pas mal de potentiel à plusieurs reprises. Et de mon côté, je pense que voilà, il faut garder cette rigueur, mais il faut garder ce côté naturel aussi, et puis ce côté plaisir, parce qu'il ne faut pas oublier que dans le sport, selon moi, si on ne prend pas de plaisir, on ne peut pas performer.
We made it! We made it! What a brilliant drive! You guys, you are unstoppable.
Honestly, to finish P5 is a miracle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a miracle.
Should go home.
Yeah. It's life.
Sorry, I don't know. Do you want me to continue or not? It's driving, but...
No, stop, park it, keep out of the way.
Yellow, turn 4, Aston Martin is stopped in turn 4. 2 laps to go, 2 laps. 0, 1, 2, 3, 80 kph, 80 kph.
Safety car deployed, safety car deployed. Car 7, keep up the pace. All the other cars to try to group up behind car 7, please.
For how long do I need to keep 80 kph?
Box, 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 box. Stay out, stay out, stay out. Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out. Sorry for that confusion. So, safety car is now in turn 1. Yannick, we need to do emergency stop, so box this lap, stay in the car, fuel only. Yeah, I know.
This year we didn't really have the pace to put ourselves in the position to do that, and then everything becomes much more challenging because you need really all the stars to be aligned to bring home a result. And if you have a little bit of, let's say, pace and you're up there on merit, then potentially you're slightly more in control. But at least the Fuji case was, you know, we were there with luck, we were holding on, and then it was taken away from us. Yeah, it's tough out there.
We had a chance.
Yeah, bit of chance, but
Difficult.
at the end,
I was hanging on, staying out there with the big dogs.
Yeah, I mean.
Clearly I was frustrated because I thought we had a chance and we didn't score a podium yet, and clearly we were not quick enough, but somehow we managed to wrestle ourselves in that position. This year we have not been at the benchmark, and that's the reality today, but I think everyone is very keen and motivated to make sure we won't stay here for long.
Porsche 6 and Peugeot has 4 new tires. We are the only one with left new tires.
Ce choix de 2 pneus ou 4 pneus a été très compliqué à faire, mais il a été assez limpide finalement pour le management, où tout de suite ils ont opté pour les 2 pneus. À un moment, on pouvait un peu douter de ce choix en tant que pilote, parce que avec du recul sur la 35, on espérait à minima obtenir ce podium, alors que c'était clair qu'au niveau du top management d'Alpine Endurance Team, c'était la victoire qui était visée, et ça c'était la meilleure chose possible à faire. Et parfois, il faut savoir prendre des risques et ils ont été très forts.
This is the last lap. This is the last lap. That's a P1, baby, P1.
Évidemment, j'ai un petit peu les larmes aux yeux en les voyant parce que finalement, si on fait ce sport, c'est pour vivre ces moments-là. Je le dis à chaque fois, on a énormément de bons moments, mais il y a aussi beaucoup de déceptions dans le sport de haut niveau. Et réussir à atteindre ce genre de résultats, c'est vraiment l'essence de notre motivation au quotidien pour se battre, pour tout donner, pour jamais rien lâcher. De voir son fils comme ça, qui a 3 ans, donc qui commence finalement à comprendre un petit peu tout ce qui se passe, c'est fabuleux. Et en effet, ça fait partie de ma motivation. On a le plus beau métier du monde, c'est évident, mais les gens ne voient pas qu'on est 200 jours absent de chez soi dans l'année, 200 jours à dormir autre part que chez nous, avec notre femme, avec notre famille, mon fils. Et pour le coup, c'est aussi c'est beaucoup de sacrifices derrière, mais c'est notre motivation, être le meilleur pour ma famille, pour mes proches, pour les gens que j'aime, pour ceux qui ont cru en moi et qui croient en moi au quotidien.
You are clearly fastest car on the track now, fastest car.
There's people in the team that realize, oh, there is a part of the car that can be developed. It's not my responsibility to develop it because it's not under my expertise. But guys, I'm gonna own that project. The next 2 weeks, this part of the car is mine. I will take it, I will not sleep until I improve it. And this guy that did it, this is one small example, but this guy is not getting paid more to do it. He's not gonna get extra credits for doing it. No, he does it because he believes in the project. This is the special stuff. This is what makes me really proud. And in the end, the car is really cool for sure. The fact that we got results is really cool, but it's the people for me, that the relationships that we are building right now, that is the most special.
Who is driving? It's Hanafin driving, Hanafin, and he's also on double stinted tires. He's on double stinted tires. You are closing in by 1.5 seconds per lap. Good job. We are champions LMGT3, champions 2025.
I can't believe it. Thank you very much. What a year, what a season. Thank you very much.
Yes! In these 19 years I learned what is good for me and what is actually bad for me. And even from my egoistic point of view, I'm only functioning if we have a good atmosphere. If I have a reason to push, if I know I have good people, I know the mechanic, I know that they trust myself and I trust them, and then you go out and you push for them. You need a reason, or I personally need a reason, someone where I'm doing it for. Because for me, yes, I enjoy driving, but actually, it's always nice to have a good atmosphere and something to fight for.
Checkered flag. 9 wins, 8 consecutive wins in Bahrain. You did it, man. Great job.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kamui. Thank you, everyone.
In sports, you lose more than you win, but I think a season like this will definitely help us appreciate better moments in the future more, because it's just rare at the moment and it's very challenging to be consistent at the top in the current kind of landscape of the championship. So yeah, of course you're kind of reminded that you need to cherish those moments, and they are not coming around for much.
Je pense que Porsche va manquer au Mans, tout comme Le Mans va manquer à Porsche. Parfois, il y a des décisions qui peuvent être difficiles à prendre aujourd'hui, mais qui peuvent aider pour demain. Donc voilà, je pense pas que ce soit un goodbye définitif. Un petit goût d'inachevé, oui et non, parce que c'est pas forcément ce qu'on a dans les mains. C'est pas notre décision directement. Et je pense qu'il reste encore énormément de choses à achever, justement. Je pense que voilà, du haut de mes 26 ans, il me reste encore une longue ligne droite. Je pense qu'on a prouvé de belles choses. Après, la route est encore longue, j'espère.
Bon, pas pu faire grand-chose, hein.
World Champion!
Guys, keep happy. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We all deserve this. We make another part of history. Thank you.
What a season for Ferrari. You know, winners of Le Mans every season that they've re-entered top flight sports car racing. And not only to do it this year with the customer team, but then to go on to win the World Championship manufacturers, first, second and third in the Drivers' Championship. You can't get any better than that. So, you know, remarkable season by Ferrari, and they've really raised the bar. It's for other teams to try now to raise their game to take the fight to the next season.
Ma per me chiaramente vuol dire moltissimo, ma vuol dire moltissimo per la Ferrari soprattutto. Noi siamo partiti con questo progetto con molta modestia e con rispetto per tutti gli avversari.
It's what you dream of as a kid, really, to live a special moment like that.
It's amazing how quickly the success and glory goes away.
He started to have gratitude, and I think this is when you launch in life.